Well, another shower of shite from Manchester United at the end there. An absolute calamity of a goal to concede. Such a disappointing... I was about to say defeat then. It feels like a defeat. 95th minute, 4 minutes added on, 95th minute. The time-wasting sub ended up killing us in the end. As we draw 3-3. I don't know what to say. We've been here before with these sort of defeats, draws. Under Jose Mourinho, I can distinctly remember drawing the game against Chelsea that time, 2-2. Ross Barkley scoring the goal late. This sort of things happened over Femi last season. These sort of things have happened time and time again as Manchester United. And even though we score late goals, we also concede late goals. And with that defence, I'm telling you right now, there is no way we challenge for a league title with that defence. And I actually think that in recent weeks, it's been decent. But unfortunately, you've got to call it out and say that they're too prone to mistakes. Maguire and Lindelof recently as a partnership haven't been too bad. But it's similar to Smalling and Jones, where they can have periods of good games, but there's always a mistake in them. There's always a potential of mistake. That goal to make it 2-1, that Decore goal, shocking from David De Gea as well. And defensively, in that third of the pitch, we let ourselves down tonight. Obviously, the last goal as well, giving away the needless foul. And then the ball getting whipped into the box. Fair play to Everton for keeping going and having Calvert Lewin having the sense of mind to be there and tap it in, because on another day that flick on header just rolls straight through to the keeper. But today's not another day. Welcome Kobe, welcome Liam, and welcome Dazza. Thanks for joining. As you probably guessed, this won't be the longest stream. It is a bit late, but thanks for coming in. Please do leave your thoughts in the live chat if you're watching live, and if you're watching the comment section down below, feel free to use it as a place to vent and just get all your anger out, because it's just the hardest way to draw a game, honestly. It's one of those things where a goal changes the whole complexion of that game. If we had just held on to that 3-2 win, we'd be jumping for joy. We'd be level on points with Man City before they play Liverpool tomorrow, and we'd be saying it's a big win, and we'd be able to say we held on to a 3-2 lead, and we dug in when we needed to. But that goal just changed the whole complexion of not just that game, but the season. That game, changed the whole complexion of how I see this season going. Red Dorseur G, thanks for joining. He says we should have defended that. I'm sick of us not seeing out games comfortably. Well, I 100% agree with you. I think for me, you look at that last passage you play and you think, if a title contender or a title winner sees that out, Man City see that out. Man City in that scenario, lob the ball long, keep the ball with possession even, and they see that out comfortably. We were 2-0 up at half time. It was the 5 minutes of madness at the start of the half which killed us in the end. Even if we'd only conceded one of those goals, we would have been fine. So it was that 5 minutes of madness where Everton scored those 2 goals, which killed us in the end. They had 3 shots on target in the whole game. 3 shots on target, all 3 of them went in. And you know what? I can't begrudge Everton. Listen, I don't think they deserved to win the game, but I certainly thought they gave us a good game, and they were decent. And you have to say fair play to them for keeping going to the end. But we gave that away. We 100% gave that away, and I feel Everton will be very, very happy with themselves, and almost feel a little bit fortunate that they've nabbed a point. They've nicked a point at Old Trafford there at the end. Mr. Boba Django, he says, Ollie said, we're not thinking about tiles, we shouldn't even be considered. Great motivation. Well, exactly, we should be going for tiles. I don't understand that logic if he has said that. I don't agree with that at all. Even though, yes, at the start of the season, none of us were really thinking about going for a title, we should always be thinking about going for the title. We should always be thinking that that's the main priority. Once we go for the title and then, we don't get it, then top 4 is a priority and winning a trophy. It has to be in that order. You have to always start the season with the mindset of, we're going to go for that title. We're going to at least go for it. And if partway through the season we realise we're not good enough, then fine, go for top 4. But I think the idea that he says there that we've never been considered, or we shouldn't even be considered, to me is just It's disingenuous. Kobe says there was no point bringing on Tuanzebe since he can't get into the game. He only had 2 minutes to get on the game. Shocking sub early. It turned out to be, I mean, to be fair, if we kept that free kick out, I don't think anyone would have been complaining too much. In fact, some people probably would have been praising Tuanzebe for taking one for the team there. But it's the way it goes. It's the way it goes. And Tuanzebe has been pretty unlucky in terms of whenever he's come on the pitch, we've always seemed to drop points. I think the last 2 games Tuanzebe's played, we've conceded and we've dropped points. So, I mean, Tuanzebe is not the reason why we drew that game. He's not the reason why. We missed chances at the other end, poor defensive, just errors before he came on the pitch. So, I'm not going to slay him saying he's the reason. And the abuse as well he was receiving is just disgusting again. Absolutely disgusting. K-Sign, Red Manx TV, thanks for joining. Make sure to check out Red Doll Studio and Red Manx TV as well as Daz's channel as well. Make sure you check out all those guys. Yeah, the frustration's real in the chat. The frustration is real, and the frustration on my face is probably evident for all you guys to see. It's just so frustrating. It's one of those things with United where every time this season it seems like just as though we look like we've got it and we're making loads and loads of strides forward, we lose it. And again today, if we won that game, we go level on points for City. They have to play Liverpool. And if they drop points in that game against Liverpool, that kind of cancels out a little bit anyway, their game in hand over us. But it's not to be. We're going to have to watch that game hoping for a draw. Hoping for potentially even a Liverpool win. Even though, actually, with that result today, maybe it'd be better if Liverpool won the game or Liverpool lost the game because we're in a top 4 race now. In my opinion, I don't see us going for that title. I don't. I do not see how we can go for a title with that defence. And as I said at the start, I'm not saying the defence is absolutely terrible because it has had some good games this season. But I think it's just too prone to mistakes. That's what it is. Kobe says, why does Ollie know nothing about Super Sub yet he was a Super Sub himself? It's a good point, Kobe, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know, Kobe. But listen, for me, Tuanzebe wasn't the reason why we lost that game. Everton got the flick on. They had the players in there. It's just the most frustrating way to draw a game. As I said, if we hadn't have conceded that goal, I think all of us would be very, very happy. Probably still saying, "Oh, we're still in the title race," all that. But to concede like that, 95th minute of the game, it is sickening. It's so sickening. Mr. Boba Django says, Ollie only talks about United winning titles when he's been close to getting sacked. Sub led to extra time being added on and foul conceded by the sub. 3 centre-backs don't deal with the first and second ball. Shocking. Exactly. I mean, the first balls were bad enough. But the second ball, everyone had pushed up. And then, it was just like Calvert Lewin had free reign in the box. The ball goes underneath David De Gea again, who I really didn't think had a good game. But I think what this result does, it just knocks the confidence of everyone. To concede at the last minute is just such a blow. It's such a body blow. It's frustrating. It's a frustrating way to kind of end the weekend. Obviously, we've got the FA Cup game, so we don't have to think about the league for at least a week, which is probably a good thing. But silverware's got to be one of the main priorities now, especially because I don't think we're 100% out of this race, but I just don't see us getting anywhere near Man City. Man City are consistent. They, get the job done. If Man City are playing in that game today, they seal it. They see that game out, 100%. In fact, I reckon because there was periods in that game where we were on top, Everton were giving the ball away, they're being slack, and we could have killed that game off. We could have made it, 4-5-2 if we wanted to, and we didn't. But you have to give credit to Everton. But we threw that away. 100% threw that away. Finally, Kobe said De Gea has to be braver on the third goal. Vidic would have put his bloody body on the line. Exactly. But I think De Gea throughout the game, was pretty poor. Gifted Decore that goal to make it 2-1. James Rodriguez's goal, to be fair, was a decent goal, but again, it was a simple ball into the box. Poor defending, just having him free in the box. It was a good finish, to be fair, but having him free in the box is just unacceptable. And then the third goal. We can never concede good goals. We can never just concede a goal where a team just passes us open and we can't do much about it. We never concede those types of goals. There's always bullshit goals that are preventable. Always the way. And we knew the biggest thing that pissed me off is the fact that we knew that Everton from set pieces was going to be a danger. We knew. And yet, the final nail in the coffin of that game, the final say in that game, the final kick, was Dominic Calvert Lewin scoring from a set piece flick on. You couldn't write it. And we've been talking about this week in, week out. It's Groundhog Day. And that's the hardest thing to take for me. The hardest thing to take is we've been here before. That's the worst thing. And it's just so sickening. But we have to bounce back. We've got the FA Cup game against West Ham. And, hopefully we can, get a result in that. Move on to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Or even... actually, we might already be in the quarterfinals, I think. No, this is the 6th round. So, yeah, I think this is the quarterfinals. I might be wrong on that. But, to be honest, my head's hot. I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest. But I'm just going to leave it there. It's getting a bit late as I'm recording this. Thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. If you are new around here, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. I'm not going to say if you enjoyed it, because I don't think anyone would have enjoyed that game of football or, venting about that game of football. But it is what it is. We just got to move on. But cheers to everyone for joining. Appreciate it. And I'll see you before the next game. But until then, thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. And I'll see you in the next one.